And welcome to the 2024 Novak Construction Company Open Enrollment presentation. In this video, we will discuss the Open Enrollment agenda. We will review the 2024 benefits package available and the Open Enrollment next steps. We ask, what is Open Enrollment? Open Enrollment is the one time of year to verify your personal benefits information, make any changes you wish to your plan, and add or remove dependents. Your next opportunity to make changes to your existing coverage without a qualified life event will be next year at next year's open enrollment. Qualifying events are things like getting married, divorce, having a baby. If you experience a life event, you have 30 days to notify, in this case, Joe or HR, to make any changes you wish to your plan. Into your 2024 benefits package. Novak Construction offers 4 medical plans. The first plan we are going to talk about today is an HMO plan. This is the Platinum plan at Blue Cross Blue Shield. This plan boasts a $20 office visit copay, $40 for specialist, $0 deductible, which is awesome, and a $1,500 out-of-pocket maximum for the year. Please note that when you see your out-of-pocket maximum, that should be the most you pay in a calendar year if you were to stay in network. This plan also has a $250 copay for emergency rooms and $20 or $40 depending on who you see for an urgent care visit. But this is absolutely a wonderful HMO plan. It is the most robust, richest plan, HMO plan that Blue Cross offers on the Blue Advantage network. The next plan we're going to talk about is the Blue Choice Options plan. We call this one the 2030. This plan has 2 in-networks available. Tier 1 would be your Blue Choice Options network, and Tier 2 is the default large PPO network. So what's great about this network is if your doctor isn't in Tier 1, then they'll likely be in Tier 2 because that is the largest PPO network that Blue Cross offers. This plan is a copay plan. For day-to-day services, you will pay either a $25 copay or a $50 copay, depending on if you see a regular PhD or a specialist. After that, you have a $1,000 deductible. After the $1,000 deductible, the insurance company pays 90% of the bills. You pay 10% of the bills until you hit your out-of-pocket maximum of $2,500. This plan also has a $400 copay for emergency room and after deductible and coinsurance. So what's great, again, about Tier 1 is that there's a lot of great providers in the Chicagoland area that signed up to be in Tier 1. Some examples of Tier 1 providers include Rush, North Shore, Northwestern, Loyola, Edwards and Evanston, and a lot of great other providers. Some Tier 2 hospitals include Lurie's Children's Hospital and the University of Illinois Medical Center. What's great for this plan for out-of-state employees is you get to have the Tier 1 benefits at the Tier 2 large PPO network. And that is because you are not in network to choose between Tier 1 and Tier 2. So again, out-of-state employees automatically get the Tier 1 benefits at the Tier 2 large PPO network. So it's a very nice plan for out-of-state employees. The next plan we're going to talk about is also on the Blue Choice Options network. This is just a richer plan. It still has a $20-$40 office visit copay. It has a $250 deductible, which is very nice under Tier 1. After your $250 deductible, you'll pay 10% of the bills until you hit your out-of-pocket maximum of $750 in Tier 1. If you have to see a Tier 2 provider, again, you'll pay a little bit more. The copays are $40 and $80 for a specialist. It's a $1,000 deductible plan at that point. And then your out-of-pocket maximum is $1,250. And just like all the other copay plans, there is a $400 emergency room copay after deductible and coinsurance. Again, remember, you get your richest pharmacy discounts at Walgreens, Walmart, and Costco. The last plan we're going to talk about is on Blue Cross Blue Shield's largest PPO network, simply called the PPO network. We call this plan the 2000. It has a 20-40 office visit schedule, 20 for regular physicians, 40 for a specialist. This plan has a $0 deductible and a $1,000 out-of-pocket maximum. So if I had this plan and I were ill, the most I would pay in a calendar year is $1,000 if I had all my treatment in network. For this plan, there's a $150 copay for emergency rooms, and then inpatient lab and x-ray will be subject to deductible and coinsurance. Remember that this is Blue Cross's largest PPO network. This is also that Tier 2 network on those other Blue Choice, Blue Options plans. So you may want to consider that as they are more affordable than this PPO plan. Here's a snapshot of the new 2024 medical contributions. This includes dental and vision. These are also listed in the benefit guide that will be provided to you. Take a moment and talk about this page for a moment. These numbers highlighted should be in everyone's cell phone. You guys have many avenues of care. You have a 24/7 nurse line. That's a good first stop for some conditions. So this 800 number should be in everyone's phone and your spouse's phones. The second little bubble over here is the phone number to connect with a virtual provider. So that number should also be in your phone. If it's in your phone, there's a likelier chance you'll remember that you have that service. So besides the 24/7 nurse line and virtual visits, you have access to regular doctor's office visits and retail health clinics, which are those clinics inside the CVS's or Walgreens that you might see. Also have access to urgent care centers. These centers are sometimes open later than regular physicians' offices. And then, of course, you also have hospital coverage as well. Please remember that ambulances are typically going to not be covered, and you'll likely have to get stuck with that bill. Ambulance services do not contract with any particular hospital. And there's an array of services that can be done on that ambulatory care. So just know if you have to take an ambulance, please do so. But just know and expect some sort of invoice for that. Please keep in mind that Blue Cross has a program called Health Advocacy Solutions. You could basically call your health advocate, the number's on the back of your card, and they should be able to help you with all sorts of things, from benefit-related questions to getting assistance with prior authorizations, getting some assistance with appeals. There's a huge array of services that they could help you with. So please, the phone number is listed here. Especially if you're newly diagnosed with something, this might be a great place to start to help you coordinate all the care available. And we're just going to focus on this page again. I like it because it has a lot of consolidated information. Blue Access for Members is the name of the portal that you'll want to register for. You can see all your claims there. look for in-network providers. There's a tool on how to compare. If you, let's say you have to have an MRI, you can type in MRI in your zip code and it'll let you know where the cheapest MRI place is nearest you. There's also the Blue Access for Members app for your phone. That is fantastic because if you have your phone, then you always have the most recent copy of your ID card. You'll see the front of it, you'll see the back of it, and you can even let your doctor's office scan it. You guys have virtual visits through MD Live, not available to HMO members because they want everything directed towards your primary care physician, but PPO members can use the virtual visit feature. 24/7 Nurse Line is also available to you. If you're become pregnant, there's a Special Beginnings maternity care program with Blue Cross. If you take chronic prescriptions, you can sign up for the mail order program. And then on the Blue Cross portal, you'll see a link to Blue 365, which is a link to the various discounts programs that Blue Cross has. And Well on Target is the name of the Blue Cross Blue Shield a wellness program. You can take an assessment there, and based on that assessment, Blue Cross can proactively reach out to you regarding that condition. So let's say you indicated to them that you were diabetic. They would likely to send you, this year they were sending out cuffs, but they can send out whatever program relates that they have that's related to diabetes. So if you can, make sure you guys get on Well on Target and take that healthcare assessment. Now let's shift gears over to the Guardian Dental Plan. This is an enhanced dental plan. You'll see here that you have 100% coverage for preventative services, 90% for basic services, and 60% for major services. There's also a one-time $1,000 life orthodontia benefit, and your annual $1,500 resets every calendar year. So at a minimum, try to get in there and at least get your cleanings. Also, if you do go out of network, this is an enhanced plan in that it reimburses at the 90% of the usual and customary charge, which means if you go out of network, you'll have to file your own claim, but you will get a slightly more substantial reimbursement check than if you guys didn't have this increased benefit here. Also, if you're traveling, make sure you take your Guardian card and the phone number with you, because there is international dental travel assistance. They can help you coordinate and find a provider wherever you may be. Vision plan is through Guardian. However, they use the VSP network, which is pretty awesome. For your vision, you will have a $10 annual copay, $10 copay for your annual exam, and a $25 copay for your materials. There is a $130 frame allowance and a $130 contact lens allowance. Remember that you are eligible for new frames every other year. Novak Construction pays 100% of your basic life policy, which is $35,000. If you were to pass away in an accident, that policy will pay out twice. Now is a good time to remember to check your beneficiary information and always keep that information up to date. Even if it's during the year, you can change it as often as you need to, but just make sure that your beneficiary information is always up to date. And remember that this is 100% paid for by the employer. If the $35,000 isn't enough in life insurance, there is voluntary life insurance. Excuse me, you can buy up to $500,000 in additional voluntary life that you, the employee, would be 100% responsible for. You can buy in increments of $10,000. There's a guarantee issue for new hires of $100,000. Spouses can get up to half of whatever the employee gets to a maximum of $100,000. Children, of course, the policy cannot exceed $10,000, but you can also buy in increments of $1, $2, or $5,000. And remember again that this is one of the benefits that you would pay for as the employee. Novak is full of employer paid for benefits, including short-term disability. So after a 15-day waiting period, elimination period, you can receive up to 66.6% of your pre-disability earnings to a maximum of $1,500 per week. That benefit can last up to 24 weeks. A little bit more time to recover after your short-term disability. There is also the long-term disability policy that is paid for by your employer. This would kick in after the short-term disability is over, and this will pay 60% of your pre-disability earnings to a maximum of $10,000 per month. Remember that this is paid for by your employer, and although no one likes to think about becoming disabled, having an employer's paid for long-term disability product is really great to have. Because if I were to find out that I couldn't work anymore, this policy would be very meaningful to me. So I just want to make sure you guys appreciate what a cool and awesome benefit this is, though I hope none of you actually use it. Like your medical provider, Guardian has an app. Registering is easy. Once you register, you can view your claims online for you and your dependents. You can use the cost estimator that's available. You can find in-network providers for dental or vision, and of course, update any of your contact information. Through Guardian, you also have an employee assistance program. This phone number should be in your phone and in your spouse's phone, just so you guys remember that it's there. The Guardian Employee Assistance Program is there to help you with all sorts of family issues, stress management, nutrition questions, financial issues, handling legal issues, all sorts of things. So please remember that it's 100% confidential and that they're available 24/7. The number is listed here. You can also use your laptop computer to log on, but please remember that you guys and your employer does offer an employee assistance program. Guardian also offers will prep services. You can go online to log in and find out more. There's also a number listed here, and I bet you this is a very underutilized program, but please make sure that you do take advantage. Here is the new 2025 designated holiday schedule for Novak. There are 8 paid holidays for non-union eligible employees. Now, open enrollment is now. The decisions you make now take effect on October 1st, 2024. So read your 2024 benefit guide and rewatch this video. This year, we have what's called a passive open enrollment. This means you only need to fill out an application if you're making any changes to your plan. If you're not making any changes, you don't need to take any action. Your coverage will remain the same. If you are making changes, please make sure you get election forms back to Joe Connolly by Friday, September 27th. Thank you so much for sitting and listening to this video. I hope it was helpful. Please reach out with any questions and have yourself a wonderful day.